Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video is our Bachelor Episode 2 preview and spoilers for Peter Weber's season. What we're going to be talking about in this video, Hannah Brown internet theories. There is debating aplenty regarding her. We'll look ahead to some of the spoilers that we're talking about here, which mostly is the synopsis that was put out by ABC, and we'll go through that and explain some of what is going to be coming up and our initial takes on some ridiculousness that seems to be happening. Champagne Gate, prepare yourselves. And also, we'll talk through at the end. The Bachelor, Listen to Your Heart. Gee, I wonder what the theme song is going to be. The upcoming spin-off show that for some reason is happening a little bit later this spring.
Yes, we've got some thoughts on that, so make sure you stick around.
Yeah, Listen to Your Heart. It's telling you to listen to the end of this video.
Oh yeah, I've got some things to say on that.
Yeah, well, before we talk about anything else, if you like this video, just give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and also ring the bell to make sure you don't miss any other updates. We have a lot of Bachelor content coming throughout the season. But all right, let's begin with Hannah Brown, the hot topic of the week, mostly because for some reason producers decided that this would be fun, but it actually does feel like the hornet's nest has been kicked. The hornets are flying all over the place.
Absolutely. They brought Hannah back into a situation that was originally very emotional for her. We know how everything ended for her last time she was on this show. So it made sense that it turned out like this. And we've seen people come back and try again and try to be on the show again and all that sort of thing. And it always feels like it's kind of a weak attempt at causing some drama. This felt a lot more genuine. Like, I think she probably didn't realize what it was going to feel like until she was back in it again. She's like, oh man, I'm back in the throes of it. And there's Peter, who I just shared all these experiences with, and it's all flooding back.
But here's the weird thing about it, is that one way or another, let's just be real here. This is going to get resolved in episode 2. Like, Hannah's not going to be a contestant on this season. She's on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
She cannot clone herself to do 2 shows at once. But the thing that's interesting is that there have been all these conversations about how this season's ending is unspoiled. And nobody knows who the winner is. The internet rumor mill, there are already people out there speculating with no real proof, mind you. Like, there's no actual evidence of anything that, Hannah and Peter are going to end up together at the end of all this. But let's just start with this. Do you actually want this to happen?
There's a little part of me that does. There's a really nice chemistry between these two, and it's always been there.
Yep.
So seeing them together again in this last episode and seeing how emotional she is and seeing how emotional he is, there's clearly still something really special there between them. So seeing them together at the end, would I be mad at that? No, I wouldn't be mad at that. Do I think that's where it's going with all this speculation? I actually don't think that that's where it's going.
It would be very, very, in a very dark sort of way, funny if that's how this season ended, because it would be this season of The Bachelor, nothing matters. This is the season where all of the dates just get thrown into the toilet and flushed because ultimately the winner is not even a part of this season.
It's true in that way that people would probably feel ripped off that the journey ended up there. But at the same time, I feel like people are invested in Peter. They wouldn't have brought him in as the Bachelor if people didn't want to actually see him happy at the end of this. So for me, it's not only about the journey. I want to see Peter at the end with somebody that he's really connecting with and feels that there's a future there with. So if it did turn out that he went through this whole thing and his wife is not in this group of people, that happens, and it
does.
It makes sense that would happen. That you're gonna have 30 people there. It doesn't necessarily mean that one of them is for you. It could be that it's Hannah and that it was already there all along, but because she wasn't able to participate in this season because she was on Dancing with the Stars, that doesn't take away from anything. So if he ended up with Hannah at the end of this, I'm still going to have fun. I'm still going to enjoy watching the show for all the things that I love about this show.
I am too, and but I'm also gonna throw this out here and this is what I like to call short-sighted speculation, because we've only seen one episode of this, but the part of that little tease that they showed from the end of the season at the very start of it, the thing that's like in my head is Peter's mom basically being like, "Go get her," and like that whole sort of like spiel that it felt like Peter's mom was passionate about this person who Peter wanted to be with, or who she wanted Peter to be with. And as of right now, Peter's mom has only met 2 people. Yeah. She's met Hannah.
And she's met Madison.
And I'm on board the Madison train right now, that I think
agree.
that would make for a fun ending of the season if it is Madison, and she was there for the vow renewal, and it all comes full circle, and she's like, "Go get Madison," and then Peter has to challenge her to a one-on-one basketball game in order to get her heart, and he loses. I know, the basketball, I'm just fascinated by that. But
yeah, it's cool.
But anyway, yeah, I think that there's some interesting stuff to mine here, but yeah, I don't foresee Peter and Hannah ending up together, but you better believe that is going to be like asked about 1,000 times more this season.
Absolutely, all the way to the end, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it more as well.
The only way that does not happen is if Hannah starts dating someone like midway through the season, and the Bachelor producers, they have power, but I don't think they are all powerful where they can be like, "Well, Hannah, you can't date anyone now either," even though this is not even your season of the show.
It's true.
She's got to live a little bit of a life.
She does, and it's time.
Yeah. All right, so other stuff to know from episode 2. This is my favorite part of what I think I'm going to have. Champagne Gate, because this seems incredibly stupid. But it seems like Kelsey has a plan for what she's going to do with Peter, in that she's going to have a special bottle of champagne. And a lot of this stuff was orchestrated by producers.
Of course, she did not come in with this bottle of champagne.
Or even if she did, like maybe she would have like set it aside with producers and was like, "Hold on to this. I want to use it for one of my little moments at a cocktail party."
Yeah.
But it seems like it gets blown up by one of the other contestants. So what I'm feeling happened here is that some production probably just put this bottle of champagne somewhere in the mansion. And then some other person was like, "Oh, look, there's champagne. I'm just going to grab it, and then I'm going to go into..." Like, I have a hard time thinking that someone maliciously was like, "Oh, here's Kelsey's plan. Let me ruin it." Though that would be really funny.
I was wondering if it was going to be something like she actually gets that moment, pops a champagne, pours a champagne, somebody steals him away and takes the champagne, not knowing that she brought it, and just was like, "Oh, and I'll take these, thanks." And then it turns into that where, "I brought that specifically for me and Peter, how dare you?"
No matter what, somebody's stealing some champagne here. I think it's either your idea where they just steal some after the fact, or they steal it before. But no matter what, I don't think Kelsey's going to have her perfect champagne toast.
No.
And I think there's going to be some other hurt feelings. I mean, they mentioned the word front runner. Who is somehow behind this? We don't really have just like a ton of front runners yet.
No, we've only had the one episode, so there's a couple people. There's Hannah Ann.
Yeah, there's Hannah Ann.
There's Madison.
Yeah, there's Kelly, who has already been accused of going underhanded in order to get some time. Kelly has to be number 1 in the pole position for most likely to do this, just because the proof is already in the pudding. I think Hannah Ann's number 2, because she did steal him all those times.
Oh, I think Hannah Ann is definitely somebody who would be the top for me. I think Kelly's just kind of getting the raw end of the stick here. She obviously didn't plan to meet Peter before the season. She didn't plan for them to end up at that hotel again. She didn't plan for any of this. It's just all happening terribly for her, where she's becoming a target and she hasn't done anything.
Well, Hannah Ann does know a little bit about stealing within the Bachelor Mansion at this point, so not out of the realm of possibility she could be behind Champagne Gate, but I feel like that is going to be funny, and I feel like production is going to make it 10 times worse than it actually was in the mansion.
Yeah.
That's what happens. All right. So,
and that's what we live for.
It really is. Like, we need it because I feel like production was kind of like, yeah, other than Victoria freaking out a little bit, night one wasn't that exciting.
Yeah.
We got to cause some drama. Let's have someone steal some champagne and, stir the pot a little bit. All right, so we're also going to have a group date in this episode where, in what seems to be an ongoing tradition, there's always, like, one group date that is, like, marginal product placement for something.
Yep.
It seems like it's Revolve, and I know the name Revolve. I know nothing else about Revolve other than that it's fashion-oriented.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Revolve at all.
Okay, so we're in the same boat. It's like, I've heard of it, and I know this is one of those, like, Instagram trendy things.
Yep.
Where I'm sure, like, 50% of this cast will try to promote a Revolve on Instagram after the show is over.
I was about to say, this makes sense that this is on the show since that's what happens.
Yeah, so there's going to be some sort of
Everybody's
fashion
got to
show.
have something like a FabFit box.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by us.
No, but there's always that stuff. And we have a couple of known names who I guess are going to be like judges or advisors for this fashion show.
Yeah, one of them is Janice Dickinson, who makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and Carson Kressley. This is basically the application to be a judge on this is, have you appeared on more than 5 other reality shows? If you say yes, then you get to be on this one as well.
To be fair, Janice Dickinson is one of the first big models that have been out there, and I think she's got a lot of experience. Well, she does have a lot of experience at this.
Yeah, she does.
And I love that she's very overly honest about stuff, and especially in this type of situation where all the women are probably a little bit on edge, that this is a good way to kind of stir the pot.
Yeah, exactly.
Janice holds nothing back.
That is the hope for this date. I want the dates themselves to have as much drama as possible this time around, because if you're going to Bachelor, you have already just gone beyond the pale at this point. Like, there's no turning back. You have shown multiple times already that you have a long evil mustache and you don't mind twisting it. Just go all the way at this point. Why not?
Why not? Bring us the goods.
There will still be a little bit of romance sprinkled in somewhere. All right, though, we have to talk about, I don't know who came up with The Bachelor, Listen to Your Heart. This has been rumored for a while that there would be another sort of spin-off to The Bachelor. I don't know why they didn't just bring back Winter Games. I know the Olympics aren't on, but that was actually kind of good.
Yeah.
This sounds awful, and I don't know how else to put it.
When I first heard the premise, I was starting to kind of buy into it. I was like, okay, we're going to get people together who are in the music industry. Okay, this is a good idea. People love watching stuff that has to do with music, bringing people together that already have a common interest. All right, this will help it out. This all kind of makes sense. Okay, now we're going to put them all in a talent show. And then you're going to be judged as couples on your performances. Then you lost me. Now it's not about that anymore. It's now like American Idol couples or something, and it's not based on your connections anymore. Now it's based on your talent. And they're saying that it's not only just musicians, but people who are in the music industry. So you're going to bring in someone who's like, I don't know, working behind the scenes in music, or say a music agent. You're still in the music industry, but you're not going to be able to get up on stage and sing anything. What is happening with this show? It sounds like a dumpster fire.
Please, Bachelor Nation, don't bring back Jed. Please, don't bring back Luke Pell. Don't do this to us. See, This is the problem with this show. Obviously, they want to have like a moment. Like, I don't know if they're trying to get like a Star is Born out of this or something. But like, this doesn't actually feel like The Bachelor. It feels like it's just some sort of weird show idea that they were like, okay, let's make a dating component and we'll stamp The Bachelor on the front of it and people will watch.
Yeah, and now it's America's Got Talent or Idol or something where it's really about your performances and whether, you get to stay in the competition as a couple based on your singing. What? How is this a thing?
It gets worse. It's also airing against The Voice. So it's just like, okay, let's do a singing show with a premise that is just like vaguely connected to The Bachelor. And let's also put it against one of the highest rated singing shows on the air and hope that people watch. The good news is that it feels like there's only like 6 weeks of this. So granted, I'm spending all this time bashing this idea right now. Come mid-April, I will be sitting here being like, I need these two to make beautiful music and warm my heart.
Oh dear.
This is what happens. We think something is dumb and then we end up liking it.
I think I need to see it to understand it. Like I said, when I first started hearing the premise of it, I'm like, this makes sense. This could be really good. I love people coming in with a connection already that you can understand with each other. Music is something that really brings people together. So I was like, man, this is going to be really good. This could be really juicy. This could be really romantic. This could have really amazing connections. We get some music. Oh, now we're going to put you on stage and dance. Everybody dance. Like, I was just kind of like, I don't know, man. We're going to base you on a couple on your talent. What?
If I'm going to watch random teams of two sing on a reality show that is not really connected to music, I will just watch The Amazing Race where, like, the cranky judge in the other country makes somebody perform the song 2,000 times. Like, that's fine by me. But, all right, well, we'll wrap things up here. Bachelor Episode 2 airs on Monday. We will be back to break it down.
Yep.
What do you guys want to see? Are you rooting for Hannah and Peter? Share in the comments, and give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the CARTERMATT store, and we'll see you here next time. There we go.